I'm good. I'm cool.
You don't want to back up?
Yeah, good. Hi, I see someone there. Let's see. Welcome. Hi, Anna, the first one here. Good to see you. I managed to get on a couple minutes late. I'm telling people in our group that I'm here. Let's see. I'm telling them right now I am live on YouTube. As always. Yeah, as always. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the lighting is a little weird in here right now. Oh, hi, Emma. Welcome. The lighting is a little bit weird. I struggled to get on. Hi, Lou. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I think I need to get used to YouTube. I've never streamed on YouTube before, and it's a lot different. I tried to set up a few things that I wanted for tonight, and I could not figure it out. So this is what we have. Hi, hi, hi. How is your Friday going? How is your Friday going, everyone? How is your Friday going? I'm going to wait a couple more minutes. Wait a couple more minutes. I was a little late coming on today. Hi, hi, hi. Yes, I am going. Yes, Emma, I'm going to answer questions today. It's going well. Just about to go to sleep in a couple hours. Good. Good. I have some friends who are going to visit. They will be here in a few hours. So after this, I am welcoming guests. So I don't get to go to sleep. Not today. It is a long weekend. So tell me, how did your week go? There's only a few people here. I think I messed up from last week. Oh, good, Lou. Good. It's going good. I messed up last week with not being here when I said. So now people are trying to find me probably. You should rest. I know, right? I should rest. That's good advice. That's good advice. Okay, well, I'm going to start talking about the subject of this week. Hopefully, some more people will join us. And this week, we talked about the conditionals. We talked about the conditionals, all of them except the third conditional. Anna, was that you were asking me about the third conditional, or you saw an exercise about the third conditional? We are not going to talk about the third conditional this month because it involves tenses that we're not talking about. Yeah, that was you, Anna. Yeah. So we're not talking about the third conditional. We're just talking about the 0, the first, and the second. And really, The zero conditional is not that common, but I think it's important to talk about. Lou asks, "How's your day going, Teacher Amy?" It's going well. I posted a picture on Instagram of me in my classroom this morning. I said goodbye to my students this morning for the first, we just finished my in-person class. We just finished our first full week of in-person class, 3 hours every morning. So I was very tired. But I was also feeling very good. I think it was an excellent week. Yeah. So let's talk about the conditionals a little bit. So if you have any questions about anything from this week, let me know. Tell me if you have any questions about it. We talked about the zero, the first, and the second conditional this week. The zero conditional is just simple tense plus simple tense, the simple present, right? Simple present tense, simple present tense. And that one we don't use that often. Where I see the most trouble in students, last week I talked about some of those really common problems that I see with English students with the subject from last week. This week I would like to do the same. The two big problems I see from students when they're learning English with the conditionals is for the first conditional, which is if plus the simple present plus the simple future. So if it rains, I will bring my umbrella. So present tense and then future. What I see a lot with this one is using will twice, because the reason we talk about the conditionals in the week with the future tense is because we often use conditionals to talk about something that happens in the future. So if it rains, even though I'm using the present tense, I'm talking about something that happens in the future. If it rains, I will bring an umbrella. And I see a lot of people try to say things like, if it will rain, I will bring an umbrella. They try to use the simple future too much because it feels really weird to use the present tense when we're talking about the future. That makes total sense that would be difficult. Okay. And then the second thing I see a lot when it comes to the second conditional is the same thing. So the second conditional is a sentence form, it's a mood that we use to talk about unreal things, things that are not real. So things that are impossible or maybe imaginary or super unlikely. So I gave the example in the video of, if I worked at McDonald's, I would eat too many French fries. I'm probably not going to work at McDonald's. I'm probably not. So I'm using the second conditional. It's not impossible, but it's really not likely. And so that conditional is used with the simple past tense and the would plus the verb. So one thing that people want to do is they want to say, if I worked at McDonald's, I will eat too many French fries. But it's would. We don't even use will in the second conditional. If something is not true, if something is impossible, we are never going to use the simple future. Okay, so let's see. Can I ask a question? What's the difference between would and could? Yeah, so would and could. So could is a modal. Could is what's called a modal. And actually, next week, we are talking about modals. Next week, we are talking about modals. So, could is a modal, and it means something like it is possible. I could go to the store means it's possible that I will go to the store. I would is like a condition. It's a condition. I would is saying that there is something else involved in that sentence there or in the circumstance. There's something else involved in the circumstance that would create this possibility. So here are a couple examples. So with would, oh yeah, I would do that. I'm saying, that's a possibility. I would is like a condition. Um So sorry, I was reading a question. Yeah, so Lou, does it answer a little bit? Could is a modal. So it says it is possible. Would, there is possibility, but it's definitely with these conditions. I know that's really hard. I will make note of that question, Lou, because um I am finishing a video for next week, and I think it would be a good idea to talk a little bit about that in particular. But hopefully, as we talk more about modals next week, that will help. We're talking about could, might, may, should, must, have to. Let me see another question. Teacher Amy, if I were a mermaid, I would swim a lot. If I were a mermaid, I would swim a lot. No, that is correct. That is correct. Emma, that is correct. If I were, when we're using the second conditional, was becomes were. It's really weird. So, for example, well, first of all, with was and were, with was becoming were, I always say, okay, was becomes were. But some speakers will say was. So some speakers will say, if I was a mermaid, I would swim a lot. But the technically correct thing is if I were a mermaid. When we're talking about things that aren't real, it becomes were. You're welcome, Lou. You're welcome. Yeah, does that make sense, Emma? I hope so. I hope so. Everyone, I want to do a little introduction. Emma is here. That is my video editor. He does my videos. And he also created the music. He created the music at the beginning of my YouTube videos. He wrote that. So that's Emma right there. Hi, Emma. Thanks for being here. Totes. Yep, totes. Yeah, he is also my Spanish, English language exchange partner. So glad you're here. Everyone say, yay, Emma, good videos. You're welcome. Okay, good, Anna. I'm glad that makes sense. So let's do an exercise since I have a few people here. Let's see, what should we do? I have my guide here. By the way, I'm getting the right page up here. But in the guide, so in the grammar guide, if I can find the correct page, I have a graph, a chart of the modals. I have a chart. So this is in black and white, and I know it's backwards, but in the guide, there is, modals. Did I say modals? Conditionals. There's a page with the 0, first, and second conditionals with a little overview. There is one of the modals as well, but we'll talk about that next week. So let's see. What could we do? What do you think? Let's see. How about, oh, there you go, Lou. There's a thank you. Thanks. Let's see. Okay, how about this? Let's do this. Let's do an exercise. So in week two, there are some additional activities. So if you in the chat could answer these questions, what would you do? Sorry. What would you do if you were a dolphin? What would you do if you were a dolphin? So you can type your answers. You can type your answers in there in the chat. What would you do if you were a dolphin? So again, we're practicing that were instead of was. So you can say, you want to say if I were. Okay, if I were. I'll give you a second to do that. You can type it in the chat. If I were a dolphin, I know it's silly, but the point is that it's impossible. Okay, I'm going to type mine. If I were a dolphin, I would, what would I do? I would, if I were a dolphin, I would travel around the ocean. That's a good one. Did you see mine? I guess dolphins aren't scary. It's probably silly. If I were a dolphin, I would swim all day. Good. I said if I were a dolphin, I would scare people in boats. That's kind of silly. It's more, you remember better if it's silly, right? Okay. Let's do another one. What would you do? What would you do if you had 3 hands? If I were a dolphin, I could sing loud to be listened to all over the ocean. Okay. Yeah, you can use could. Remember from the lesson, you can use could instead of would. So you could say, for example, yeah, what would you do if you had 3 hands is the question. I typed it right there, Anna, the next one. What would you do if you had 3 hands? And so you could use could, like Emma did right there. You could say, if I were a dolphin, I could swim for much longer. You could say something like that. If I were a dolphin, I could swim for much longer. Okay. So what would you do if you had 3 hands? Let me see. If I had 3 hands, what would I do? If I had 3 hands, I could bake more cookies. Good. That's a good one, Anna. Yep, you're using could instead of would. Excellent. If I had 3 hands, I'll use could too. I could do more dishes faster. Oh, if I had 3 hands, I could applaud for you. Oh yeah, that's a good one. So I could applaud. Well, I don't know. Could you do that? Could you actually applaud with 3 hands? How would you do it? Someone can show us a demonstration sometime. Yeah, I could applaud for you. Good. All right. Anyone else? If I had 3 hands, Anyone else? You can type more than one too if you want. Let me do one with wood. If I had 3 hands, I would do more at the same time. Yes, Emma. Carla says, if I had 3 hands, I would do the homework. Yeah. So Carla, that's perfect. That's a perfect use of the second conditional, but homework is actually a non-count noun. It needs to be, I would do homework very fast. So without the S. That's perfect. If I had 3 hands, I would, oh, Anna has another one. If I had 3 hands, I would do more tasks in the office. Yeah. Oh, I have a good one. Oh, Lou says if I had 3 hands, I could write faster. Yep. If I had 3 hands, I would give 3 thumbs up. I would put my emojis. If I had 3 hands, I would give 3 thumbs up. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's practice with the first conditional a little bit. So again, second conditional, unlikely, impossible. We're talking about, it's our imagination, totally our imagination. Let's try the first conditional. The first conditional is in reality. It is real. So if something happens, again, English learners want to put a will after if, but it is a present tense verb that comes after. So it is if plus simple present and then the simple future, likely things. Okay, I'm typing that in here for you. Okay, so let's practice some of that. So here in North Carolina, in a place, I live in a place where we do not get much snow. But this weekend, it's going to snow. So what about this? If it snows this weekend, what will you do? Okay? If it snows this weekend, what will you do? So I want you to practice with, remember, it's if plus the present simple tense plus that simple future. With these conditionals, one thing to note is that you can switch the order of the sentence. So I can say, if it snows this weekend, I will go outside, or Art says, I think he's doing the 3 hands one. And he says, I could use my phone while eating. It's while eating. Yeah, that's true. You could eat and look at your phone at the same time. I don't know if that's a great idea, but you know, that's a good one. So you could say, if it snows this weekend, I will go outside. Or you can say, I will go outside if it snows. Okay. So look at what I just put in the chat. Look at what I just put in the chat. Notice I took if it snows this weekend, so that's our one phrase, I will go outside. But you can also switch them. I will go outside if it snows this weekend. So if you hear my kids, I'm sorry. Usually they are not here at this time, but today they are. So yeah, so you can do the same thing with the second. You can take that first phrase and put it at the end. If I had 3 hands, I could use my phone while eating. Or, wait, if I could use my phone while eating, I would have 3 hands. That doesn't make sense with that particular sentence, but as a structure, it works. Carla, I will go for a walk if it is sunny. If it is sunny. Good. If it snows, I will make a snowman. Yes, Lou, I'm going to. I'm definitely going to make a snowman if it snows. Good. Let's come up with another one. Let's see. Let's come up with another topic. How about what will you do if, what's something that could happen? What will you do if, how about if you lose electricity? What will you do if you lose electricity? What will you do if you lose electricity? So again, you can answer either I will do blank if I lose electricity, or if I lose electricity, I will blah, blah, blah. So it can be rearranged. Okay. The order can be changed. Okay. Any other examples? What will you do if you lose electricity? So you can answer that one in practice. Oh, that's a perfect one. Yeah, Carla. If I lose electricity, I will read a book. Good decision. Good decision. Yeah. Anyone else? What will you do if you lose electricity? So, while you're thinking, I created, let's see, where is that game? I created a game that you can use to practice this. So, oh, good. I will do exercise if I lose electricity. Good. So, Lou, in English, I know your native language is Spanish. In English, you can just exercise. So, I will exercise if I lose electricity. You don't have to do exercise in English. That is a Spanish thing. If I lose the electricity, I will turn on my candles. So the conditional is perfect, but Anna, I know you like it to be corrected. So if I lose electricity, no THE. There's no article there. If I lose electricity, and we do not turn on candles in English. I know you are a Spanish speaker as well. We do not turn on candles. We light candles. We light them. So it's a turn on is like a switch. It's like a electric light. If you're using fire, if you're using a lighter, oh, there it is, a lighter. So the little thing that you use, you go and it turns on, it has a little flame. That's called a lighter because we light candles. We light things with fire. We light a fire, we light candles. Okay, let's see. I will sleep and have good dreams. Okay, good, good. So if I lose electricity, I will sleep and have good dreams. So no article there. No article there. We use a with singular nouns. So you could say, I will sleep and have a good dream, or and have good dreams. Okay. Yep. Yes, Anna. Yes. You're welcome. Good. Awesome. So I think I think that is all I had planned for today, but I would love to continue if you have some questions or if there are some exercises you would like to do. Light on. No, you just light. You just light. So I light a candle or I lit the candle is the past tense, okay? I'm putting that in the chat. Let me fix this. So lit is the past tense. I light the candle. I lit the candle. Okay. So yeah, is there anything, do you have any questions? Are there any other exercises you would like to try? You're welcome. You're welcome. So you I believe last week, so I still need to I'm going to send out an email. I'm going to send an email with a summary of all of the exercises and topics for this week. So I was very busy today. I did not get to do that, but I'm going to create an email for you, just like I did last week if you were here last week. And those games that I've created, they stay there. You can play them and use them whenever you want. So there was one last week that practiced the first conditional. It was a speaking exercise. And the reason I created it was because I want you to practice using the present tense after if, because it is so common for English learners to use will instead of the simple present in that conditional. They really want to say, if it will rain, but we don't say that. So if you are interested, if that is unnatural to you, if that feels weird, you can look at that game from last week. You can email me if you can't find it, and practice that formation, okay? All right, you're very welcome. Anyone else have anything you would like to talk about? Or any questions? Now that I have YouTube figured out, I hope next week I'm going to work on my lighting and my sound and everything. YouTube lives are a lot different than I'm used to Instagram and I'm used to TikTok. I do TikTok lives and Instagram lives on occasionally, especially TikTok. And this is much different. So, but I look forward to being here next week as well, next Friday. Good evening, Omar. Good to see you. All right, everyone. I know there is a delay, so I want to make sure everyone gets their questions if you have them. If not, ask me in Telegram. I am always looking at the comments in Telegram. The Telegram group is getting much bigger, and I really think it could be a great place to learn and ask questions. So, feel free to send a message whenever. I think some people are being a little shy in the Telegram group. So I want to, you know, ask questions, okay? All right, have a great Friday, everyone. Tomorrow is Sit Back Saturday. I will send out a message. If you're not a part of the challenge, please join. It's very easy. What is the Telegram ID? So you can find it. It's at English Between. The group is private. So to join that, you need to join through the website or just send me an email or something. Okay. But it's called English Between. Okay. No, you do not need to pay to play those games. No, Emma. They're free. They're free. Students, it's totally free. Yeah. Okay, everyone. I'll see you on Telegram. I'll see you on social media. Okay. Bye.